So Palestine Action is no longer seen as a terrorist group. That ban was overturned by the High Court. I think, regardless of where you are, yeah, regardless of where you are when it comes to Israel and Palestine, you have to see that Palestine Action being labeled as a terrorist group threatened all of our freedom. Because at the end of the day, the reason why the government labeled Palestine Action as a terrorist group is because they were vandalizing property. And the government decided to conjure up a story that there might be some links between Iran and there might be some links, or Iran might be funding Palestine Action, which came out to be absolutely untrue. We are going to talk about it because today on Channel 4, I watched Palestine Action, the truth behind the ban dispatches. Make sure you guys follow me, as every single day I talk about interesting documentaries and news stories that nobody else is talking about. So, a man who organized a protest for Palestine Action, he was facing a maximum sentence of 14 years for organizing a protest. There were many arrests. Now, the whole reason for the government banning Palestine Action, they were saying that we know something you don't know. Palestine Action is dangerous. It's a terrorist group. There are stuff we know about Palestine Action that you don't know. But when they spoke to people who actually work within government, when reports were leaked, it showed there was no evidence. There was no evidence with Palestine Action being linked to Iran, being funded by Iran or a terrorist group or anything like that. They didn't like that Palestine Action was going around vandalizing property. And the issue is when you start saying that the reason why a group of people are terrorists is because they vandalize property, you are labeling the suffragettes as terrorists, just like a man said in this documentary. This was the Lord, he was Lord, I think Lord Hayne. He was in government when the Terrorism Act 2000 came about, of what a terrorist actually is. Now, he was saying when you start labeling people terrorists for vandalizing property, you are calling the suffragettes terrorists. You are calling the anti-apartheid movement terrorists. Anybody, imagine if you decide to wake up tomorrow, you strike with your work colleagues. Like, I don't know, let's say your job has refused to pay you for 6 months, your job is being racist, sexist, and you decide to put graffiti all over your workplace. Then you're a terrorist because you are vandalizing property due to a political movement. That's what we are defining as terrorists. Commissioners of the United Nations have also said that saying that a group that damages property due to political causes is a terrorist group, they're not. It's not a form of terrorism. However, of course, the government had to come up and say, there's links to Iran, there's links to this, that, and the other. This is a dangerous group you guys don't know enough about, to be able to ban the group. They had to lie. Let's think about that. And in this documentary, the journalist did go to the supposed buildings which Palestine Action people were vandalizing, putting graffiti over and damaging. And all the buildings they were going to them because they were subsidiaries of a company, a parent company that supplies arms to Israel. But the government's argument was that Palestine Action is only targeting a group of people, but the group of people they are targeting is a group that is selling arms, selling weapons to Israel. Not any group. They're not targeting a group due to their ethnic, their race, I don't know, their gender or anything like that. It's a political cause. And we are entering a slippery slope. People are challenging freedom of speech. Do we have freedom of speech if you're going to label people terrorists for fighting against what they believe is right? And 3 out of 385 of total incidents that Palestine Action were involved in caused serious property damage. And that is why the government decided to label Palestine Action as a terrorist group. Why didn't they come with the truth? Why did they have to fabricate a lie and say there's probably links to Iran, this, that, and the other? And the government has now been exposed, even by people who are working within the government, saying that there are no links to Iran. There's nothing like that. And I do think it's rather embarrassing. Why lie? That's what is getting to me. Why lie? Say the truth as to why you have banned the group. If you genuinely believe that a group of people are terrorists because they have vandalized property because of what they believe in politically, then say that's why you have classed them as terrorists. Don't come forward and say, oh, we know something you don't know, because you don't. But yes, as of today, Palestine Action is no longer seen as a terrorist group, and this is a win for many people, and for some people, they may see it as a loss as well.